In a new interview with the BBC, Prince Harry opened up about the legal security challenges that are preventing him from reconciling with his estranged dad, King Charles. Take a look.
Of course, some members of my family will never forgive me for writing a book. Of course, they will never forgive me for lots of things. But, you know, there is... I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile.
So is making that on-camera plea going to help chances? You think, don't think he's making it into a public spectacle? What are your thoughts?
I was conflicted over this because, so I think all of us agree you always want reconciliation. We had Jeremy Renner here last week, who basically, I mean, he had a near death. He actually says he died briefly in this snowmobile accident. And he said at the end, all that you remember is the people you loved. Not money, not titles, not crown jewels. So I think everyone roots for there to be reconciliation. Watching this, I kind of felt like it was a Hail Mary. Like he's probably made outreach, not heard back. I can't speak to why he hasn't heard back or whatever, but I think that he must have thought, if I go out there on the BBC, perhaps that's a way to signal to my father, you know, in this period that you have left, I do want to talk and reopen those lines of communication. And I root for it. I think that he acted in the interest of his family in the immediate, not thinking he was giving up the rest of his family for the rest of his life.
Yeah, this issue came out of a legal case because in 2020, he was denied security protection, the type of security protection someone born into the royal family requires, because we know what that kind of thing is. There's a lot of exposure, not only for him, but for the Duchess, Meghan, his wife, and his 2 children. And he wants to go and show them his home country. And so that was stripped away from him because he decided that he didn't want the official duties. And a point that he made during that interview, which I thought was striking, is that there are people that serve their country, but then leave public service, but always have that protection for the rest of their lives because they're different. This is a man who was born into a family, born into that duty, spent tours in Afghanistan and served his country for 35 years. I think that does warrant the security. That being said, another thing that he said was, while he wants reconciliation, he learned from Canada that there cannot be reconciliation without truth. It's truth and reconciliation. So yes, he wrote the book. Yes, he told his side of the story. We haven't heard from the other side, but I don't think he should be punished for telling his truth, because I do really believe there is no reconciliation without that.
Okay, so this struck me pretty hard. You all, 3 of you have met my father. You know how incredibly close I have been with him.
Cute.
My entire life. It's been, you know, he's my touchstone. I've had him on a pedestal my entire life. And I think there's a lot of families. I'm going through this. I think there's a lot of families that might not be princes, may not be kings, that are going through very painful family estrangement, where there's these 2 sides that are at an impasse, and it is very, very hard, because sometimes there's so many layers of things that have happened, of history, of lies, of...
Looking at what Prince Henry is saying, the women on the views also have their own different opinion. They talk about Prince Henry in a way that Prince Henry, we all know that he's the child of Prince Charles and late Princess Diana. He's that one that he has always been extraordinary in everything that he does. We could see that he first of all break from the royal, whatever they call them, and got married to an American. Not only an American, but a black lady. Which in the royal house, it does not happen that way. But anyway, that's the way he tried. That's the path he took. He took that path and got married to that lady. And it was chaotic at the beginning. And once that the lady went there, the black lady, and lived with them, and she started complaining of depression. Of course, she was not welcome where. Do not be vulnerable the way they'll be treating you. They didn't want her around. We know she's black. Then she's foreign and then she's black. How can she be wanted in the house? Then we all know she has a baby also before getting married. So there was a lot of stuff. And she wasn't a Miss Perfect for a prince according to the way they look for. But anyway, Harry was happy. The most important thing in life is happiness, especially for a spouse. I always say that if you're happy, that's okay. But most parents have perfect husband, perfect wife for their children, just like the royal family. They have that perfect match. We all see what happened to Princess Diana. When Charles loved somebody else, Charles did not even love Diana. We see the heartbreak, and Charles was still going to have an affair with the woman he really loved. We see after Diana died, and Charles still go behind and got married to who he loved. So I'm sure this child have seen all that, see what the mother passed through or what the mother went through, and decided that she cannot pass through, which is true. My mom went all through this for nothing. At the end, my dad is still with the woman he really loved. What was all that for? You could just allow them to make their choice. But you know that was Queen Elizabeth, and did not like the woman for Charles. According to Queen Elizabeth, that was not right, a perfect match for the son. That's why we allow people go for who they really love. But it's ironical because, let me digress a little bit. If you talk about who people love, most people marry the people they didn't want to be with. For some reason it happened, they end up with the woman they didn't see that at the end. That was the woman that he finally got married to. So what do you really think? Do you think that parents should focus on their children? We all know that the father is seriously sick, and Prince Henry really want peace. For him, the father will soon die. All know that the terminal disease the father have and the age, so he wants to make that closure. But with the Britain, forgive him. He wrote a book. He came and sat on a talk show and talk about the secret. You know, those people don't want to talk about what's happening in their household, but he say all those things. Are they really going to forgive him? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. As I was saying that before, most people marry the people that they didn't want to be with. They just marry those people that, how do I call it, by chance. Not their own that they want to be with. They married somebody else. And most people at the end, you look at the life, the woman that they really love, they didn't marry. They just married somebody that was not really their love. For some reason, I don't know why that happened, but I had a lot of interviews with most married people. You hear they'll tell you that, especially the men, it's common among the men. So if you meet somebody who really loves someone, it's just nice for them to get married. That's where your heart desire is. Somebody that you treat as a princess. It's easy for women to love, but it's why the Bible says men love your wife and women submit. So God knows the heart of a man is difficult to love. So what's your opinion about this? What do you think about Prince Henry? Can I see, was he wrong for saying his truth and went against the policy of where he came from? Or was he right? Let me see your opinion in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and share the video. God bless you.